Welcome students, myself P.S. Bakshi. Today we are going to discuss a topic of atom as a magnetic dipole. Now you know every current carrying loop is always going to have some kind of magnetic field, so that is why it's having magnetic poles. How we can generate those magnetic poles on any circular loop? First of all, that is known as clock rule. Now what is going to be clock rule? Now every loop is now having a magnetic dipole. Now how we are going to generate some poles on any loop? Now the current is either going to be clockwise or anti-clockwise. So which means you can just check out the letters. Now N is always going to have a anti-clockwise direction, as the symbol of N already expressing the anti-clockwise movement of any circular loop, which means if any circular loop is having anti-clockwise direction of current, then that will create a north pole of, that will create a north pole. And similarly, if any loop, you can just mention the symbol of S. Now S is always going to represent the clockwise movement of current. Now that is always going to express anti-clockwise movement of current. So it's going to be very simple. Now if we are having a solenoid, let's assume a solenoid we are having. So if on that part the current is clockwise, so obviously on that part that is going to be anti-clockwise, which means the north and south poles are going to generate at the end of the solenoid. Now similarly, if you are having a circular loop, in the plane, now if we see from the upper side and if we see from the bottom side, both the directions are always going to be in opposite. So which means in any circular loop, the both north pole and south pole are going to be generated. So which means every current carrying loop is having a magnetic dipole moment. So if they are having a north and south pole poles, so which means they are having a dipole moment as well. Okay. So now we are going to solve this topic for an atom. The today's topic is atom as magnetic dipole. Now how we can solve or how we can prove that atom as a magnetic dipole. Now this topic is also known as Bohr magneton. Now what is Bohr magneton? As you know, a lot of information about the atom is given by Bohr. So we use some Bohr formulas as well in that equation. Okay, so that is why it is known as Bohr magneton. Now it's a very important topic, so we are going through it. Okay, so I'm just going to raise that clock rule right now, and now we are going to make an atom. Now this topic also known as Bohr magneton. I am also going to write that. This topic is also known as Bohr magneton. So if we are having an atom right now, similarly the dipole moment can be seen on the two faces here. As you know, if that is going to be the electron which is revolving in the orbit, okay, assume that is moving in anti-clockwise direction. If electronic current is moving in anti-clockwise direction, which means traditional current or conventional current is moving in, yes, I am also going to mention the value of I here. Now that is going to be always in the clockwise direction. As you know, electronic current and conventional current are always moving in opposite direction. So it's the same thing, but in electronic current we all trace the movement of electrons, and in conventional current we trace the movement of positive charge or holes, you can say, or you can say it is opposite to the movement of electron. So whatever you want to assume, that the conventional current is going to be now in clockwise direction. So let's assume that radius is going to be r. Okay, now how we are going to calculate that? Now you can also mention that velocity of electron as well. Okay, if that is a circular motion, there is always going to be angular momentum as well. Okay, so as we have studied in 10+1 class, the all the aspects about angular momentum in the rotational motion. Okay, now first of all I am just going to the simplest of the thing. Now what is current? Current is always equal to charge upon time, which means I is going to be Q upon T. Okay, so that should be marked as equation number 1. Now here Q is equal to E, which is charge on electron. Okay, and what is T here? So as you know, velocity is, yes, so we are just taking speed is distance over time, so which means T is going to be 2 pi r upon V. So putting those values here, so which means therefore equation 1 becomes, yes, I is going to be equal to, yes, so that is going to be E upon 2 pi r upon V, which can be written as I is equal to EV upon 2 pi r. Now that should be marked as equation number 2. Okay, now what is magnetic dipole moment? So magnetic dipole moment, that is M is equal to I into A, where M is the symbol of magnetic dipole moment, I is the symbol of current, and A is going to be the area here. Now obviously that is a circular loop with radius r, so A is always going to be equal to, so A is always going to be equal to pi r square, and you can also use the value of I here, so which means using equation 2 here. So M is now going to be equal to, magnetic dipole moment is going to be equal to, yes, EV upon 2 pi r multiplied by pi r square. Now pi is going to cancel out and 1 r is cancel out. Now what we have, M is equal to, yes, EVR upon 2. Now that is going to be the situation here. Now that should be marked as equation number 3. Now we have to put up the value of VR. Now from where we get the value of VR? From the statement of angular momentum. So we know that if L is, capital L is angular momentum, then L is equal to, yes, R into P. Now what is P here? P is linear momentum. The P is linear momentum. As you know, angular momentum is always equal to distance into the linear momentum. It's a similar kind of thing as we have the relation of angular velocity and linear velocity. V is equal to r omega. So where linear velocity is equal to r, which is the distance or radius you can say, into the angular velocity omega. So similarly L is always going to be equal to r into P. Now we can have the value of P here. Now you all know what is value of P, that is mass into velocity, that is linear momentum. So L is equal to, yes, R M into V. Now we can have the value of VR from here, that is capital L upon M. So we are going to use the value of VR here. So therefore equation 3 becomes, so which means capital M is going to be equal to now, yes, 2L yes, is L. So VR is L now, so L E into L upon 2M. Now that is going to be the formula right now, because we are just putting the value of VR, that is L upon M. So which means that is EL upon 2M. Now that is going to be the magnetic dipole moment. Now what we are going to calculate from here? So we are just going to put up some values here. So that is according to Bohr's magneton theory. Now what is Bohr magneton theory? So as angular momentum is as angular momentum. We can also erase that diagram because we don't need that diagram right now. Okay, so which means according to Bohr theory. Now, according to Bohr theory, the L is always going to be n h upon 2 pi. Now, where n is going to be the number of orbits. Now, n is going to be here 1, 2 or 3, so on, number of orbit, and h upon 2 pi is given by the Bohr theory. Now, where h is Planck's constant. So we can just put up that value here. So therefore that equation 4 becomes, so therefore equation 4 becomes, yes, capital M is equal to E upon 2M. Now NH upon 2 pi. Now you can put up the value of N, which is EH upon now 2 into 2 is 4 pi m. Now that is the basic formula of magnetic dipole moment. But if you want to calculate Bohr magneton, now Bohr magneton value is when n is equal to 1, which is first orbit. So therefore then the Bohr magneton is having a different symbol, which is mu b, which is equal to now EH upon 4 pi m. Now that is going to be the answer of Bohr magneton. That is only for the orbit number 1 of atom. So that is why I have put up n is equal to 1 for the first orbit. Then that magnetic dipole moment is known as Bohr magneton, which is having a symbol of mu b, and which is equal to now EH upon 4 pi m. You can also calculate that value because that is going to be a constant value. Now you can easily calculate that. So mu b is going to be now, what is the charge on electron? That is 1.6 10 raised to power minus 19. What is Planck's constant? 6.6 10 raised to power minus 34. Now that is 4, that is 3.14. And what is mass of electron? That is 9.1 10 raised to power minus 31. So you can easily solve that, and remember that is having the units of magnetic dipole moment, which is I into A, which means ampere meter square. So after solving this value comes as 9.2 10 raised to power minus 24 ampere meter square. So that is the value of Bohr magneton. You can easily solve that because these values are very simple values here. So that is how we can calculate the value of Bohr magneton. So this is going to be your answer for magnetic dipole moment of any atom, or you can say calculating the value of Bohr magneton for any given atom.